Hey everybody, this is Dr. Kate Copeland down here in Naples. I hope you're all having a blessed day. Just want to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about toxicity. I think that toxicity is such a huge topic right now, and I think it deserves a lot more attention than what it's getting. And I think we have to target it to the right type of conversation. So today I want to talk about toxicity and what that leads to, and obviously the sources that are toxic in our daily lives that we can make a change on. So what is toxicity? Toxicity happens when something that's basically non-essential comes into the body and can start wreaking havoc on a cellular level, or it could be too much of a good thing, and a lot of times it can be too little of a good thing. So today we're going to kind of just sharpen our focus. We could talk about so many different topics like air quality. We could talk about water quality. We could talk about furniture and bedding. We could talk about all sorts of stuff. But today I'm going to focus it a little bit on personal care products. So first thing we have to realize today, it's 2014. We live in the greatest country in the world, and we're really sicker than we've ever been before. If you take some statistics from Johns Hopkins University, things become, it's almost appalling, okay? And so if you took the top 37 richest countries in the world, United States ranks last in terms of overall health. That statistic came out in 2005. Fastest growing disease in America are childhood obesity, childhood diabetes. 1 in 2 men will get cancer in their lifetime. 1 in 3 women will get cancer in their lifetime. And then heart disease is now 1 out of 2 people will die from heart disease. Now again, we live in the greatest country, in the world. It's 2014. That shouldn't be happening. Life expectancy is now going backwards. The CDC says that now 1 in 68 children are being diagnosed with autism. I truly don't think that that's how it's supposed to be. In fact, I know that that's not how it's supposed to be. Science tells us what God has promised, that our body is designed and created for ultimate health and abundance, not until you're 17 years old, not until you're 50, but for well over 100 years old. And, people are proving that every single day all over the world, just not so much here in America, okay? So I'm going to take a statistic from Columbia University. Columbia University says that 95% of all cancer can be attributed directly to diet and environment. All right, so that statistic should not depress you. That statistic should give you a lot of power, because those are 2 things that we can change, okay? Really, 95% means being attributed to diet and environment, again, means that you can change that part of it. Doesn't mean that that's based on your genes, or whether your mom or your father or your great-grandmother got cancer. It's based on how you live your life, the daily choices in your diet and your environment. And again, those things that you can really change those things. So right now, I think most of us understand that chemicals are in abundance, basically all over the place. In the air, like I said, the water that we drink. This. A lot of people have air filters in their house, right? A lot of people have water filters in their house or in their refrigerator. We understand that chemicals and toxicity is all over the place. But I don't think that people really understand that it's really lurking underneath your nose, inside your house, in your medicine cabinet, underneath the sink, in your closet. That's really doing the most damage. So I want to take a couple minutes to explain that, okay? Some statistics I'm going to take are, right now, it's 80,000 chemicals are manufactured and are available to use all over the world right now. And again, those products are all over the place, but today we're paying special attention to our personal care products and our household cleaning products, okay? 80,000 chemicals are manufactured and sold. So the biggest thing we got to understand is, if those chemicals are in our products, they're in us. All right, so I want to say that again. If those chemicals are in our products, they're in us. Because our skin is a two-way highway, whatever is on the inside of us when we sweat, we'll detox and we'll get rid of. Does that make sense? Now, when we put something on our skin, okay, it will actually go through as well. Now, that's why we use lotion. It moisturizes and helps us heal our skin, okay? Here's the big thing. Whatever ingredients is in that lotion, or we apply deodorant, or women, we put cosmetics, or chapstick on our lips, or even our hair product, anything that we put on our skin, research shows that within 26 seconds, those ingredients, whether they're good or bad, are found in every organ in the body. That's how quickly it enters the bloodstream. That two-way highway of our skin literally absorbs that quickly. So again, the question comes down to, are the products you're using, are they creating cellular health, or are they creating cellular sickness? And maybe I'm just, sometimes I get a little crazy on this stuff, but, maybe if we used a bad product and we drop dead from it, or one of our friends dropped dead from it, we look at this a different way. But after you apply deodorant, most people don't drop dead, okay? And that doesn't mean that it's not toxic or we're not going to have toxic side effects from it. In fact, the way that I look at things, and a lot of other experts are really doing this, is that these things are more dangerous because we apply them over time. We apply them consistently on a day-to-day basis, every day, every week, every month, every year. And over time, it builds toxicity to the point where it's basically a silent killer. You know, I don't know about you, we've been in practice for 4 years here in Naples, and we've seen a lot of people come and go, and a lot of people, think that they were really doing a wonderful job and really being healthy, but in fact taking shortcuts on a few things only to realize, they have stage 4 cancer and a couple months left to live. You go into the church bulletin and you see people praying for an answer for healing all the time. Again, we're sicker than we've ever been before, so please understand that your body, my body are based on the same principles. You can't trick the system. Okay, you're either creating health or you're creating sickness. One of my favorite commercials is that Crest whitening or maybe Colgate whitening commercial, where it talks about your teeth whitening commercial. Either you're whitening or you're yellowing. I want to take that same principle here to health, and it's really that simple. Either the things you're doing on a day-to-day basis are either creating health or they're creating sickness. So again, I could talk with you about water quality. I could talk with you about air quality. I could talk with you about food, and plastics, and GMOs and organic and pesticides. We could talk about artificial preservatives and additives and colorings. We can talk about Teflon cookware. We can talk about all day, okay? But again, what I want to focus on quickly here is personal care products. So I'm going to encourage you to not believe me in all these things. I want you to understand where I'm coming from, and I'd really appreciate if you did the research yourself. There's an FDA test out there called the LD50 test, and what that is it's based on animal testing. So in animal testing, if they, for example, had 100 animals, 100 rabbits or 100 squirrels, or I think rabbits are the big one that they do animal testing on. But if they had 100 animal units and they use a product on that, if less than 50% of those animals die from the product, that means that product is safe and healthy to use for consumers in the marketplace, okay? So just again, to highlight this, if 51 animals die out of the 100, that company is then forced to reformulate and make that product less lethal, okay? Now there's a lot more to the topic than this, we're not taking into account the time frame. But again, in animal testing, to keep things simple, if less than 50% of the animals die, then that product is safe for consumer marketplace, for us to use, for our children, for our family, for our loved ones. I don't know about you, but when I go into Walmart, if I go into Target, and if I choose a product right off the shelf, it doesn't say how many out of 100 animals that killed. So really, we don't know until these long-term studies come into place that are really telling us what it's doing to us, okay? So I'm just going to go through a list of ingredients here in a couple of different personal care products. And the way that we really measure things is ingredients, okay? Again, when we look at, I'm just going to take, for example, Spry gum, okay, or this is Spry mints. And when you look at Spry, or any manufacturer for that, their job is to sell you the product on the front, by saying it's, right here, a perfect example, it says all natural. Sometimes it'll say sugar-free, sometimes it'll say organic. If you look at Lay's baked Cheetos, it even says that Lay's baked Cheetos are all natural. So I want to highlight that right there by saying that whatever's on the front of the packages, even if it's a brand that you love and trust, it doesn't really mean anything. You got to turn it around and look at what the ingredients say. And so I know the ingredients that are in my shirt or in my pants. I know the ingredients that are in my food, not with full disclosure all the time. But I also absolutely have to understand the ingredients that are in my personal care products. So let's go through antibacterial hand soaps. You guys ever seen those when you're washing your hands? And soft soap is a huge offender here. Soft soap uses an ingredient called triclosan to make their soaps antibacterial. Now the problem with that is that it causes liver damage, and it actually makes your body become dependent on the antibacterial properties of triclosan instead of your body doing the work at killing the germs itself. So this is a huge topic. Again, you can just Google triclosan. This is all over the place right now and looking towards banning this ingredient in the marketplace. But for right now, this product is perfectly safe. You can go and use it according to the FDA, according to soft soap, according to organizations. Triclosan, again, clinically proven to cause harm to the body, but it's safe for us to use from the FDA. If we go into the next one, major offenders are conditioners, body wash, shampoo. And the reason why there's three huge ingredients that you typically put in the toxic top three: sodium lauryl sulfate, diethylamine, and propylene glycol. Obviously, I'm going to say a word that I think most people recognize these days is parabens and phthalates. Most people recognize that because a lot of manufacturers that are turning their products into green products are putting right on the label, no parabens, no phthalates, but we're missing out on the whole story here, okay? SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, DEA, and propylene glycol. When you go to the governing body that's telling us what ingredients are toxic or not, which is called the EWG, the Environmental Working Group. Again, I encourage you to go check out their Skin Deep database and do this research for yourself. Type in these ingredients. When they tell us this stuff, they're not really telling us that these products, or these ingredients rather, are all that toxic. Again, sodium lauryl sulfate, diethylamine, propylene glycol, they're really not that toxic in a single dose. And that comes into the term that we use in the industry that's called acceptable levels. Again, if there's a small enough level of propylene glycol, small enough level of sodium lauryl sulfate, it's really not going to cause toxicity in one usage. Okay, and I think we can all agree on that. You wash your hair one time, you're not going to drop dead. Okay, but again, the big problem here is that we don't just wash our hair one time. We wash our hair on a day-to-day basis, every single week, every month, every year. Unless we're sick or we don't feel very good, we're taking a day off. We have these daily hygiene practices in place, but we're using toxic ingredients that bioaccumulate at a cellular level over time. And it's not a matter if they're going to create problems, it's a matter of when. We have to understand that. Again, you can't trick the system. If we go down to toothpaste, the next one, a major offender in toothpaste is colorings. Obviously, the active ingredients in that one is going to be fluoride. This is a huge topic, but the biggest resource that I'm just going to source is, or cite, is the World Health Organization. World Health Organization has found no benefit for fluoride. It's a known neurotoxic. And when we put this into the body via toothpaste or a water supply, it literally creates sickness and disease, okay? Again, the hardest part with fluoride is that it's non-regulated, okay? Again, if we put that into our water, and I drink 8 glasses of water, and I'm thinking I'm doing a wonderful job at hydrating my system, but you only drink 2 glasses of water, in reality, I'm getting a higher toxic effect from fluoride than you are. And same thing is if I only brush my teeth once a week and you brush your teeth twice a day, every day, right? You're going to have a higher toxic effect from things like fluoride. So let's go into the next one. Deodorants is a big offender here. There's 2 types of deodorants. Both of them have toxic ingredients like propylene glycol. But when we look at deodorant versus an antiperspirant, an antiperspirant is going to be more toxic because most of us understand this. We put in a heavy metal like aluminum to actually help clog our pores to make it an antiperspirant. Okay. Now again, the problem with that is aluminum, for example, has been shown to be neurotoxic as well, and it has been linked to Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and dementia. Okay, these heavy metals again pass through our skin, that two-way highway, and it goes into organs like our kidneys and specifically our brain. Okay, so that's a huge one. If I wanted to go a step further and talk a little bit about cancer, as we know from doing self-breast exams that the breast has 4 quadrants in it, and the highest rate of breast cancer is in the upper outer quadrant, again, where we apply that antiperspirant and with the ingredients like aluminum. If we get into hair products, again, there's a lot of things in there like propellants that are bad for the environment, and obviously, when we inhale those things, that's a terrible idea. Petroleum distillates are going to be in there. That's really bad. Cosmetics, this is a huge industry. One of the main offenders here, where people understand that animal testing, toxic ingredients, stuff is really bad. All right. I'm not going to jump into cosmetics too much because it's such a loaded topic. I could probably talk all day about that one. But we're just going to leave it at we know that cosmetics are toxic. Okay. And really in the industry, there's really not a whole lot of companies that are out there doing things the right way. The next one I want to talk with you about sunscreen. Obviously, I live down here in Naples, Florida, so this is a much bigger topic down here. But sunscreen, it's just wild that every year we have a higher power sunscreen and more companies that make sunscreen. We have more dermatologists and we have more people writing against the sun, saying that the sun is to blame. for these increase in cancer rates every single year, even though we have better and better measures to test this stuff. Is wild. And the big thing I want to talk about is the ingredients that are in sunscreen we know that are toxic, okay? For example, oxybenzone, avobenzone, cinnamate, octinoxate, octocrylene, homosalate. These things are known toxins for the body. And we go out in the sun and we apply those on our skin, we get warm and our pores open up. And so those ingredients soak into the skin and into the body faster. The other thing that they do is it blocks the absorption of vitamin D3, a vital nutrient and a vital immune modulator in the body, and it stops our immune system from being able to fight off the toxins and the free radicals. Let's keep going here. We're going to transition away from, I guess, personal care products now and into cleaning products. This is a no-brainer. Clorox bleach, Windex, all these companies are trying to capitalize on the marketplace understanding that there's chemicals, in these things that can kill you, and they're using green products now. They're transitioning to a green label. It frustrates me very much, again, because they might be diluting the very same formula, or they might be telling you on the front that it's all natural and plant derived. But in reality, when you turn it around and you look at the ingredients, it's still loaded full of toxic, cancer-causing chemicals. So our indoor environment is incredibly toxic. Some sources cite 100 times more polluted in our indoor environment than the outdoor environment. We look at cleaners like laundry detergent, dishwashing detergent, surface cleaner, window cleaner. There's a reason why that label says keep out of reach of children, because again, those ingredients can kill. Okay, again, benzenes, fragrances. These things are linked to things like blood cancers like leukemia, inflammation, arthritis in the joints, fibromyalgia, again, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ADD. I want you guys to understand that for the most part, toxins are unavoidable. Whether you're walking into a marketplace like Target or Walmart, or you're walking into your favorite restaurant, whether you're walking into your house, or whether you're walking into your office, toxins, you're going to come into contact with them, okay? You're always going to, and some of those you can control and some of those you can't. And I'm not going to talk about the ones that you can't. That's a whole nother topic. And in that arena, what we want to do is make sure that our body is working at its best. Proper nutrition, proper exercise, boosting up your body and make sure that it's operating at 100% with the brain-body connection. That's just so, so simple to understand. We want to do those things. But we can't out-medicate, we can't out-adjust, we can't out-eat the toxins that we're going to come into contact with. Do you understand what I'm saying there? We can't tip the scales in our favor and just, continue to pour bleach on ourselves in our house, or, use Pine Sol and Windex. We can't, continue to put aluminum in our armpits and, think that, eating a healthy diet is going to overcome that just by itself. The toxins that you can control, I think it's absolutely crucial that you make a change immediately. We've done that with my own family, with our patients here in the office, with our friends and our family, our loved ones. This is a huge thing that we got to take action on. And so what I want to introduce you all to is a company that's called Healthy Home Company. This is a product line that I back 100%. I've done the research myself. It's one, again, that we recommend to you. We recommend to our patients. We recommend to our community. Again, the company is called Healthy Home Company. They make a line of cosmetics, they make a line of personal care products, and they make a line of cleaning products and skincare line. That's absolutely fantastic. And so, again, the reason why we recommend them is out of frustration that there's basically no other company on the market that's doing things the way that they are. And I want to clarify that. There's a lot of brands out there. Tom's is a big offender, as well as Kiss My Face. So again, brands will get a following, and people understand that when you say Tom's is for deodorant or toothpaste, a lot of times people think that Tom's is perfect, it's great, okay? In reality, some of their products are amazing, they're fantastic, but not all of them are, okay? Same with Kiss My Face. They might make a wonderful, sunscreen that is free of poisons or toxins, and is great for you to use, okay? But sitting right next to that same product on the shelf is going to be one that isn't safe. And when we teach patients this, and we teach our friends and our family this, and they go out into the marketplace to purchase these products, they haven't done the research themselves. They don't understand exactly which ones to buy and which ones to stay away from. So I'm here to tell you that Healthy Home Company delivers on all fronts. I've done the research, I've looked through every ingredient, I've matched them up with the EWG. You know, I personally know the CEO and the founder of the company. I know that the story that has come from their own personal health concerns for their family that's literally made them develop their own line of products that are safe and healthy to use for the whole family, okay? And so there's going to be a link right at the bottom of this video where you can actually go to the website and you can, you know, click around and you can see these products yourself. Healthy Home is one that I trust and that I use, again, for my own family and in this office, okay? So again, I could talk all day about this topic. I could talk about brands that I like. I could talk about products that I like. I could talk about mattresses and furniture and paint and, you know, air filters and water filters. I don't want to do this. I want to keep this rather simple, rather short. That's why we do these events in the office. You can go to our blog or Facebook page to learn more about this stuff. There's loads and loads of research out there. Again, what I talk with you about the last time here in closing is I really don't want you to believe me. I want you to understand me. And I want you to do this research yourself because it's going to make all the difference for you and all the difference for your family. Again, it's 2014. We're sicker than we've ever been before. And there's a reason for that. Sickness doesn't happen by chance. Sickness happens for a reason, and it happens on purpose, okay? And if you want to be healthy, healthy happens on purpose as well. And when you do more good and on a day-to-day basis through nutrition, through detox, through exercise, making sure that your nerve system is clear, your body can regain health once again. You know, in all honesty, I really don't care what we call it, whether we call it cancer, whether we call it fibromyalgia, whether we call it migraines and headaches. The body regains health the same way. And we coin a term in here called the cause is the cure. And you know, more and more trillions and trillions and billions of dollars are spent on trying to find a cure for sickness and disease like the ones that I listed. In reality, the cure is right in front of us. The cause is the cure. Whatever causes our body to lose health, if we can correct that, our body can also regain health. Now, that's a really simple way to put it. I'm going to leave it right there, and I want you to think about that a little bit. The cause is the cure, okay? And again, Columbia University says that 95% of cancers is environment and diet. And so I will challenge you to take a step in the right direction and start making changes for you and your family. Start with the easy stuff first, personal care, the cosmetics, the cleaning products, all these things you can change. I know you got to buy them. I got to buy them. We're all going to brush our teeth. We're going to apply deodorant. We're going to wash our hair on a day-to-day basis. So start making that change. You probably wouldn't be happier, okay? So God bless you guys. Thank you. This is Dr. Cade. I appreciate it. If you got questions, send me over an email. I'd love to hear from you. So have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon.